You can only find out what you actually believe rather than what you think you believe by watching how you act. You simply don't know what you believe before that. You are too complex to understand yourself.
Ever get that feel? You know that feeling like you don't really know what you believe? Like you think one thing, but then life throws you a curveball and you act in a totally different way.
Oh, yeah, totally.
That's what we're diving into today.
Okay.
The idea that actions speak louder than words, way louder, especially when we're trying to figure out what do we actually believe.
Yeah.
And to help us unpack all of this, we're turning to, who else? Jordan B. Peterson's 12 Rules for Life.
Always a good source.
Oh,
A lot to unpack there. And it really is more than just a self-help cliche. You know, when you actually take a deep dive into what Peterson's talking about, it's not about shaming yourself for those inconsistencies. It's really about awareness. Just recognizing that sometimes, yeah, our subconscious is actually running the show.
yeah. And he doesn't, Peterson, he doesn't sugarcoat it.
Right.
He comes right out and says, and this is a quote, "You can only find out what you actually believe by watching how you act." Whoa.
Yeah.
Mic drop, right.
Yeah.
That's like a mirror to the soul.
Yeah, it's a call to look a little deeper, beyond just kind of the surface level, like what we tell ourselves we should be doing, what we want to be doing, and really examine, like, what are the choices that we're making? You know, to use maybe an example, like think about someone who's constantly talking about wanting to live a healthier lifestyle,
Yeah.
right? And they might have all the right intentions.
Yeah.
They might genuinely believe that that's what's important to them.
But they hit the snooze button instead of going for that run.
Exactly.
Or they order takeout again instead of, cooking something healthy. Their actions are telling a different story.
Yeah, for sure. And, again, this isn't about judgment. This is about observation. And, as Peterson would say, those actions are revealing something deeper. Maybe it's a fear of change. Maybe it's, on some level, a belief that they're not worthy of that good health.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just, kind of the comfort of those old habits overriding the good intentions. But there's something there.
It makes you think about, well, what are some other everyday situations where you might see this playing out?
Oh my gosh, everywhere, right? I mean, procrastination, classic example. How many times have we told ourselves, I work best under pressure?
Oh, yeah.
But the actions say something else. You're constantly delaying tasks. Well, is it really that you work best under pressure, or is there a deeper fear of failure there?
Yeah.
Or a need for some external validation?
Oh, interesting. What about in relationships? Like, you might say you value open communication, but
But are you doing it?
yeah, but if you're shutting down conversations all the time
Right.
or just avoiding the hard topic.
Yeah, I mean, what you're doing is you're demonstrating a different value, right? Maybe it's a need for control in that relationship. Maybe it's a fear of conflict. Maybe that's a learned behavior from your past. Who knows? The key takeaway here is, by observing these mismatches, we can start to really understand ourselves in a much deeper way.
So it's not enough to just think about what we believe.
Right.
We have to actually live it. Yeah.
Our actions are the real litmus test here.
100%. And, by paying attention, by really observing that gap between what we say we believe and what our actions are actually showing the world, that's where the real growth is. That's how we start to live more authentically. We start making choices that are really aligned with the deeper self.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's something I want you to think about, okay? What story are your actions telling? And what choices can you make today to start writing a new one?
Ooh,
Good one.
lots to think about.